You know, I wasn't going to do black bears today, and then the grind has actually been so enjoyable over the weekend that I decided to go ahead and continue with it. We're about 440 kills in. I won't speak to trophies yet, because certain videos haven't been released, but I guess what I can say is, as of now, no great ones have been shot, so we are going to continue that search today. And, how long? Oh, you're probably asking about the starting soon thing? A minute, by the way, if you're curious. I start the stream technically like 3 to 5 is my stream time. I start at 2:59 to let the 1 minute starting soon screen go. Active, thank you for the 7 months, by the way. I know it doesn't, time flies, dude. It's ridiculous. I think of that. What was I? Oh, why was I thinking of that today? I was thinking about the fact that it was July already. Oh, I know what it was. I was using a scope in Classic for tomorrow's video, and it's a scope that I never really used, so I was thinking there's a fair chance that I'm not going to use it the rest of the year. And then I got to thinking we're halfway through 2022. It's insane. Why stream when I'm about to go fly fishing? Go fly fishing, man. The VOD will be available. Hopefully good things will happen, but if you got the opportunity to go, I would go. Alright. I would say, personally, starting with a level 7 is a pretty good sign. Happy 4th, by the way, to everybody out there. I see Micah saying that as well. Had issues with animals disappearing. I've had the occasional animals seemingly disappear. I'm not too sure what that's about. Max weight pronghorn tracks are interesting. New to the stream, welcome on in, man. Hope you enjoy. It should be a stream full of Houston with the black bear grind. I've been, I think, kind of steadily increasing numbers-wise, and there probably is going to be a bit of night hunting in this stream. I'm going to say overall maybe 20 to 30 minutes night hunting. It actually seems to be worthwhile to hunt after dark. What's up, Hatcha? Hunting on my worst map today. What map is that? Is your inventory glitching? Are you talking about the thing where you try to open your inventory and the inventory screen is just gone? It's just kind of nothing? Because I haven't had that, but earlier today Kyla had that. So how did you fix that? Or did you?
I had to restart.
Just restarted the game? Apparently, do that. I don't know if there's another fix to that. Medved, I got you. Got a level 9 raccoon dog and level 3 ptarmigan on my map. Just gotta figure out how I'm gonna approach. I hope that raccoon dog makes it for you. They seem to like the troll, and I shall leave it at that. Where was? I guess further back here yet. 110 kills into the grind. I got my first diamond yesterday. Nice, man. It's been tough for me. I've had a fair few max weight, estimate bears, but not a whole lot going on for max level. Kyla's had 2 troll raccoon dogs. Yeah, that's why I decided to leave it at that. Felt like piling on. Is 2 rare bears at 150 kills a good pace? I would certainly say so. Don't tell me that. Well, hopefully yours makes it and it'll be all good. Another bear. It is, and this is the thing about the grind. There's some lakes that are consistently really good, but a lot of the kind of, what would you call them, medium spawn lakes where, sometimes you get a couple, sometimes you get a bunch. They're kind of back and forth. Sometimes it's, 1 bear, sometimes it's 4. I like it. I like that it's not just the same thing over and over and over again. Sucks the new great one isn't on Reventuli Coast. Yeah, I was actually, I was going to put out a poll earlier to ask if you guys wanted to see more Reventuli or more black bear grinding, but I don't know. I'm just feeling the black bear grind right now. What are your thoughts on the new 6.5? I'm not aware of a new 6.5. I guess I'm going to need to be filled in on what you're referring to, because I don't know. When are you doing another goose hunting vid? Oh boy. I guess, so tomorrow is going to be classic. Usually Tuesdays are our classic day. Wednesday either will be Reventuli or a black bear hotspot guide, I think. And if it's Reventuli, there's a fair chance we do at least some goose hunting, so potentially Wednesday we'll just kind of see. Probably only on console? Is it the 6.5 Rayo? I don't know. What 6.5 you talking about? Call the Wild for me is so laggy, even with the lowest graphics settings. Are you on PC? I'm assuming you're on PC. Best map for Black Bears? Silver Ridge Peaks, by far. Not only with their daylight drink time, but the numbers that you can achieve on this map are nuts. The Rayo, yeah, that's been in the game since Quattro came out. On PC anyway, I believe it was a mission weapon for everybody. Why Classic tomorrow? I'll be on a boat all day. I just always do Classic videos on Tuesdays for the most part. The only kind of exceptions are things like, was it last week only? In early access? Man, is that right? Maybe 2 weeks ago, I guess. Yeah, last week was release day. Anyway, unless something big's happening in Call of the Wild, normally it's Classic. I still enjoy Classic. A lot of people still enjoy Classic, so I try to make sure we do some of that as well. Jump to this spot. Anthony, thank you for the super chat. I got a gray mountain lion recently. Are they rare? Unfortunately, if anything, the Mississippi update that kind of changed some of the fur types and rarities probably made grays a little more common. I feel like I see them more anyway. I miss the old whitetail grind. Sometimes I miss it. I think back to that fairly often, especially when new grinds start, you know, like the red deer grind or this black bear grind more recently. I think back to like the complete unknown of whitetail grinding. I'm sure other people kind of did the same thing that I was doing prior to that, but it felt like nobody was really doing it, and at least from my perspective, it was a lot of trial and error. Like, I didn't know if just shooting every whitetail buck did a thing at all, but kind of kept on doing that and got a great one out of it. Should do an IRL dove hunt, I assume? Probably not dive hunt. I have done some dove hunting. It's quite enjoyable. The angler has a new interview video. I saw Jaxy ping the Discord. I didn't get to look at that yet. Can you please do another lever action hunt? Yeah, I can try to work that in. You know what I might do? When we go to Reventuli, whether that is Wednesday or Thursday or whenever we go back, I could do like 10 gauge, that's lever action, and then 45-70, 30-30. The only problem would be no 22, which the 10 gauge can kind of cover that, so it's probably fine. Can you do a video for hotspots on Rancho for the Great One Whitetail? I'll be honest, if I do, it's going to be a while, because my focus is kind of in other places at the moment, and frankly, I just don't know with Rancho how much has changed, really, since I last did the grind. Stuff even changed with Mississippi. I think Rancho got a reset then. So I'd be going in kind of blind, but I'm sure there are videos out there on hotspots that you could check out. Is there a black bear great one, or why are you grinding it? There is a black bear great one. I apologize if maybe sometimes titles are unclear about that. I always say it in the video or the stream, obviously, but I'm very careful about putting the term great one in my title unless I kill one, because I don't want... Not even that. I don't want... Let's say, you know, like red deer. Let's say that it takes me months, and I maybe have 20 or 30 videos or streams grinding for a great one black bear. If the term great one is in every single one of those titles, I think there's a better chance that when we actually get it, that title and thumbnail might not stick out as much. Listen to this whiny dog, my goodness. Today's my birthday. Happy birthday, Colin. Hope you're having a good one. Wish I could watch the stream, but I gotta go. No worries. No worries. I appreciate you. Have I missed anything? 3 bears so far, just starting out. Nothing special. Can Caper Kaylee make diamond at level 2? As far as I'm aware, they can. Which great one fur type do you like the best? If I really... You know, let's say that, that a level 10 is gonna spawn, and I got to choose what the fur type would be, I'd probably choose the Spirit, but I like them all a lot. I don't think I have a least favorite, which I think is good, because odds are I'm probably not going to get the exact one that I might want, and therefore I'm probably just going to be happy no matter what. They all look good. I don't think I have one that I dislike in any way. I'm trying to think across the ones. I think maybe Chestnut's my least favorite, but even still, it's very cool, and I gotta hedge my bets here, because my luck, that'll be what I find after I say that. But, yeah, we'll see. I like them all. I'm losing my mind. I just found a maybe 500 plus Rocky. Nice. What was your greatest animal you ever hunted? In Call of the Wild? I mean, I gotta say the albino diamond moose. Everything that went into that. You know, because I had two super rare whitetail on the whitetail grind. That was pretty neat. I had a albino diamond water buffalo, but, you know, I was making a water buffalo guide. The albino diamond moose, there were a couple of factors there. Back then, diamonds were even more special, so a super rare was just insane to encounter. The other thing was, for me at least, I wasn't hunting moose, I was hunting for a diamond reindeer. I was really trying to find one, and it's just the encounter that was so special, because I saw what I believe would have been the right antler of the moose kind of out from behind a bush, and I knew immediately, back then before True Racks, that it was a level 5, and it was a diamond rack. It was a guaranteed diamond based on those antlers. So that was what I saw. Because it was behind some brush, and naturally because its body was white, on a snow white map, I didn't know that it was an albino. So the initial reaction was like, oh cool, like a diamond moose, we've had a couple of these. And then that realization that it was albino, just hard to beat. Hard to beat in Call of the Wild. Alright, so for those of you that maybe haven't seen the way that I approach this lake, if you go to this spot later in the day, there could be like 10 black bear, and I'll show you where we're at. Down here in the southwest, tiny little lake by the south post. 10 black bear, it's tough to get that many. Once they start running different directions, it's really easy for them to get away. When I go earlier like this, and you know, I can take out 3 of them here, when we come back later, that's 3 less shots that we have to take and make accurately, and in theory we can get more bears overall. Plus, at least I find, doing the early and later times tends to work decently well. I think we finally got a look at where that one's front shoulder was. I don't know if we dropped it. Well, I guess we'll go and see. I got 80 diamonds and just got my first troll. You haven't been trolled in 80 diamonds? That is absurd luck. What's up, Scarecrow? Am playing Call of the Wild whilst watching the stream and freaking out. Just dropped my first great one, red deer. Nice. If you're in the Discord, be sure to post that in there. What's up, Lunar? The level 1 restart, get on that again, please? I probably should. Maybe, I don't know, I get to this point every time where I feel like there's not a whole lot more advice to do. Like, I could just continue playing and try to level up, but at some point I'm just playing as I would here, and any advice would be the same as playing on the level 60 account. So like, I guess what I'm trying to get at is, if I had more guide topics, I guess to call them that, I'd be more likely to go back in and make more videos on that. We'll see though. How do you see how many of each species you have killed? Unfortunately, you gotta keep count yourself. It's quite frustrating that they don't have those counters, because Classic does. This game is, what, 8 years newer than Classic? But unfortunately there are no counters for all your different individual species kills. So like when we're on the black bear ground, for instance, I'm keeping track based on you know, how many kills that I count myself. And I'm sure that I'm off by a bit, like I'll lose count or whatever. Normally what I try to do, and you'll probably see me do this in a little while, is once we're approaching 20 kills, I'll open my codex, kind of see where we are, and then, you know, count from there until that run is over. Sitting at 440 plus whatever we've killed on this run so far. Do a raccoon dog guide? You're the one that knows where they're at. I haven't hardly touched them. I did a fair bit of hunting them on early access, but you've hunted them 12 times more than I have. Must get a great one on this stream. Hey, I wouldn't complain. I do that. My mindset with great one grinding is... I don't know if it's actually the norm or not. Like, I see when Kyla does her grind, she has a little bit of a different mindset. At least verbally. Like, I'll hear, like, a, you know, where's my great one? Not, like, demanding or whatever, but just, she's taking the almost optimistic approach, if that makes sense. Whereas, I'm just running around shooting black bears. I absolutely don't expect anything to happen whatsoever. But, in the first, like, 2 days of a grind, I'm always like, maybe I'll be that lucky guy that gets one, like, first. It's a little more optimistic in the early days, I think, but we're somewhere in between, whereas, you know, I'm starting to kind of figure this could be a long grind. We'll see where it goes. Where should we go here? Let's jump over this way. Anthony, thank you for the super chat. Once again, being from PA, I like to hunt whitetail and black bear on the game the most because they're a common game in PA. What's your favorite thing to hunt? So funny enough, whitetail are my favorite in Classic. Probably, whoop, didn't mean to do that. Probably because that's what I hunt here in PA. In Call of the Wild, I really like the wolves. There's something about, you get a pack of, you know, 7 to 10 that all attack, and if you can survive that encounter, especially with maybe a lesser caliber, it's always pretty cool to do that. Not expecting to get a great one black bear anytime soon. I wouldn't be shocked if you beat me to the black bear as well. I do feel like I've been able to put in more time with the black bear than I was with the red deer when the red deer first came out, because it was hunting season and I had to do other videos. Like, I could never do back to back great one grinding content. I know some people would watch, but it's a really important thing to be, you know, all in 100%, like, excited to go on the hunt, at least from my perspective, when I'm making content. Like, I don't think I could ever do a hunt where I'm just like, I don't want to do this going in. So, you know, I need variety, and I would switch it up a lot with the red deer, but because it's not hunting season, after I record whatever video that may or may not be great one related, I can just dive in and do more of that. Can't play Call of the Wild anymore, it just keeps crashing. Is there any chance you're on PC? I was going to recommend possibly graphics drivers, looking into that. Favorite map? My favorite's still Leighton Lakes. I know that might sound funny when someone asks what my favorite is and I say Leighton, and, you know, we hunt Leighton like once or twice a month, but the problem is, I still love the map. It's just that over 5 years of hunting it, we've gotten so many things. There's less overall to strive for, but anytime I go on Leighton, I still just love that map. Jay, thank you for the 40 months, by the way. That is a lot of months. Happy 4th, hope you get the great one. Thank you, man. Happy 4th to you as well. Appreciate you jumping in. Hope you get your great one soon. Thank you, thank you. I am hopeful to get it early-ish, mostly because I want to go back to Rev and Thule, oddly enough. Not even because I just want it to be done. I genuinely, this is the most fun grind of the 3 for me so far. Maybe it's just like the early stage, figuring stuff out, because that's my big thing in games, is like the learning, figuring it out, finding a way to get around whatever obstacle may be stopping you from doing things. But I've really been having a blast with the black bear grind. Thought that was a female, but worth checking. Jump down here. Bryce, thank you for the super chat. They should add trophy shots like what they have in Classic that can be framed and put in a trophy lodge. That, to me, is the ideal. A is having the actual trophy shots. It's a big thing we're lacking in my mind. I really... You know, Call of the Wild came out and didn't have them, and from the beginning people have been asking. I wouldn't have guessed we'd go 5 years without them. But to be able to put them in the trophy lodge would be, you know, the next major step in my mind. Which location would you love to see in-game as a map? I just want another map based in Africa. I don't know that I care too much about where in Africa it would be. Just another map in Africa. How long does it take to grind a diamond enough to kill at least 200 bucks for whitetail and knock out one? It's really random. I had a period of about 1,000 red deer with no diamonds or rares. It can just happen that way. And then probably over the course of the next couple hundred I killed, I had maybe, 5 diamonds. It's just luck of the draw, luck of the spawn, whatever you want to call it. Ultimately, the reason the game is so addicting, so much fun, so replayable over the course of, in my case, 5 years and 5,400 hours, it's random. You never know what you're going to get next. That's why I do a lot of multiplayer. Like the unknown of what's over the next hill. That can get me going on any hunt, even if I'm really not feeling it. Kind of like in real life in a way. Especially hunting a place you've never hunted before. Even if it's, like at my dad's place. I've been hunting there since I was 5 years old for like small game and stuff. Even if I'm just going like another 60 yards down into the woods, a new spot, the unknown is just so appealing. Like you talked in one of your Reventuli vids, I think it would be a cool idea to be able to put skins on the wall. Yeah, they had the little, I think there's a brown bear skin and a black bear skin on the wall. And I think even a rug would be a neat idea. There was, in fact, on Parque Fernando, a mission that I think they wanted to make a rug out of a mule deer. And I took that mission so seriously. I knew it was coming. We happened to see a dilute mule deer earlier in the hunt, so we saved it for that mission. I thought, I'm going to have a dilute mule deer rug in my lodge. This is prior to the original lodge. It's just a little Parque lodge. And unfortunately, that's not how it worked. It just, I don't even know if there was a visible rug at all. It was just a mission. But from then, I always hoped they would do something like that. The variety, whether it is skull mounts. And I'm planning on doing a setup tour here in this room. Probably someday where it's cool enough that it's not uncomfortable to just simply be in here. I finally got my setup basically done with the antlers and skulls that I have behind the PC. But I've got 5 bugs on the wall of varying sizes behind the computer here. You could tightly fit 2 like shoulder mounts. And my point is, with the trophy lodges and stuff, give us European mounts, or we sort of have skull plate mounts, but they're not really good ones. You can suddenly add so much more to the existing space. Because we talk about Saseka Safari and the fact that, sometime in the fairly near future, we're probably going to need another trophy lodge as Saseka Safari fills up from more and more people, but, there's a lot of ways to add to the existing space that we have. What's up, Cisco? I hope the graphics change works, because I'm really liking this game. I'm sorry if I'm missing it. You were the one with the crashes, right? I don't look at names. I look at profile pictures. It's a weird thing. Ooh, nice hatchet. I don't even know if I'm familiar with the dark brown. Look at these. Small males for days, level 5s at almost every turn. Ooh, recoil. That was bad. Okay, all is well. Are you excited for the angler? Very. I think, I look at a lot of things through the lens of content creation for obvious reasons. It is my job. So I think fishing and hunting together in videos is going to be so much fun. I think just the aspect of adding a fishing game to the channel, not only is that going to be good for the channel and the community, but I think the variety in the content, it should, in theory, keep things like the Hunter and the Hunter Classic, or Hunter Call the Wild and the Hunter Classic, more fresh in terms of content. Is it possible to get a melanistic Great One Whitetail? In theory, yes. LC shot an albino Great One Whitetail when Rancho came out. Now, there is some fur type weirdness. It has since become a common in the Trophy Lodge, which is really unfortunate. And I guess the only question as to that albino is that because the fur types were messed up, should it have been possible for that to spawn? Because you look at the red deer, the only way that you can get a Great One red deer is that it'll have a fabled spotted fur type. You won't see like a common, you won't see any rares, and I don't know how it's supposed to work with the whitetail. Now, we know they have a special piebald, the fabled piebald, and I'm not even sure if that's ever spawned legitimately. I don't know on that. realm. So, in theory, yes, because of LC's albino, but like I said, there happened to be a fur-type bug at that time, so it's really tough to 100% say yes to that. How's it going, mistress? Did you make my maple bacon cheesecake yet? Just curious. Anyway, 9.7, that's a big one, dude. What is the funnest animal to grind for that's not a great one? I didn't enjoy red fox or musk deer, I can tell you that. Mule deer can be fun depending on... You know what? Pronghorn and mountain goat are a ton of fun because there's so many. It can really be fun to work strategies into that. Yeah, Lunar, it did. And you know, the crazy part was, and that was his first great one. Many people know LC now for his, what, 13 or so? Probably more between whitetail and red deer. I'm trying to remember for sure, but I kind of got the impression that he did kind of step away for a while. But now he's back in full swing, great one grinding all the time. Back when the great one whitetail was first shown off and the fabled piebald bug happened in the lodge, TK said that there were more rare fur types to be found, so I imagine albino and mela is intended. How did I just do that? That almost makes it sound like, well, that's tough. It almost makes it sound like there's other unique fur types in a way, but hard to say. Maybe that's just a phrasing thing. Kind of more bears here than I would have expected at this time. That's good news. I've got a tripod here, by the way, and I never use it. It's not in the right spot. I gotta figure something else out. Try to make sure nothing's hiding in the distance. Okay, so male in there. Wrong gun. Loading guns is a good idea. Way the hunter, opinion, will you stream it? Opinion is that it looks pretty good. My only maybe critique is that some of the animals look a little chubby, but you know, that is what it is. As for will I stream it? Absolutely, I intend to do a fair bit of content on that. Goodness, good thing I have the 308. Just make sure he doesn't go anywhere. Alright, good thing we're not in multiplayer. Sometimes when you shoot an animal in multiplayer a bunch of times, it creates a ton of hunting pressure. Yeah, that could be a scarecrow. I don't remember a lot about the great ones, honestly. Like, I was in a lot of those streams, but that whole time frame was a blur. I remember, like, there was the Trailblazer beta, and Lucretius in the official Discord found that one, and, like, everything was just this huge stir. I don't remember a lot of that conversation. Danny, thank you for the double 12, by the way. Happy 4th to you. I just got back from an ammo run, got 50 target shells for the new 12 gauge, and got a deal of $5 for 5 slugs, plus a sling and a cleaning kit. There you go. Good deal. Yeah, and they certainly seem to, Hatcher, at least in Kyla and I's experience. Between my early access level 9 and her 2 since the release, we're at 3 trolls and no diamonds. No worries, Taz. Have you ever got a red fox with a bow? I've never got like a diamond red fox with a bow, in case that's the route you're going, but I've shot a fair few. Random different times that I've shot him with a bow. There's a mission on Hirschfeld that requires it. Is there a release date for the angler just later this year? Are you hunting both males and female bears? I'm only shooting the males, and the reason is I've got a couple of spots that have a ton of female bears. We can actually go and visit one if you want to see it. My theory is, if I start shooting female bears in some areas, I'm going to get female bears spawning in some of my spots that are basically exclusively male. And I could be wrong, but I think I could get to a point where I could do like 20-minute runs and kill upwards of 20 bears. I don't really do that now. I find that to be overly repetitive and not that enjoyable. But the grind as a whole eventually will reach that point. So, you know, I may just start taking that route. But it's nice to just not have to worry about some lakes. Dude, when I saw your video on that first great one being found, I had to make sure to share that because I was ready to go to bed, and I was just like, well, people should see this, but I'm not going to make content on it. What's your favorite small game animal to hunt in Call of the Wild? Do pheasants count as small game? I think some people would categorize pheasants as, you know, maybe like fowl of some kind. They technically are a fowl of some kind, but anyway, if pheasants count, then it's probably pheasants. If not, probably antelope jackrabbit, as much pain as they've caused me. Non-typical nation, thank you for the super chat. Been doing a lion grind looking for a rare female, 350 kills in, no rare males or females, and no diamonds yet. Is this normal? The number's probably a little bit, like the overall number of kills for no trophies is probably a bit high, but it happens. I've had a lion grind sort of ongoing for a long time. I've gotten like 2 rare males and 1 diamond, and I couldn't even tell you how many kills. Quite a few. I don't know. Ooh, hello. I don't know that I ever had, you know, a total of 350 in between, because lion grinds are slow. You can't kill a ton in any brief period of time, but I wouldn't say it's, you know, impossibly abnormal, maybe? Don't know how to say what I'm trying to say. Did we get both of those? We did. Scarecrow, thank you for the 17 months, by the way. It made my day back when he did that, so a long needed thank you for that. No worries, man. My pleasure. I'll have to, there's some behind the scenes stuff as well that I'll have to tell you. I don't know if I ever did tell you that. I probably haven't. Have you hunted anything spicy yet? By that, do you mean have I shot anything special on this particular hunt? If that's what you mean, I have not. What is your favorite trophy? Ever in Call of the Wild? Probably... I go back and forth on stuff. Like, I think it depends on when the question is asked. Like, I start thinking about, you know, the albino diamond moose and how special that was, and then I think about the piebald diamond gray fox, and that's kind of a more rare thing, but diamonds are more common now. You know, a lot of people kill super rares versus back when the albino diamond moose happened. That seemed to be a much less common occurrence. I think, circumstances removed, it's probably the piebald diamond gray fox. If I consider circumstances, I'll go albino diamond moose, and you can do with that what you will, because I know that answer is a little convoluted. Kyla, thank you for the super chat and the super sticker. Each showing outside with Shadow, by the way. I can only assume. And Ethan, thank you for becoming a channel member. Good to have you here, man. Welcome. If you're not in the Discord already, be sure to join that. Link up your YouTube, get the member roll, get all that good stuff, and enjoy the green name and emojis here in chat. That is 2 max weight black bear back-to-back lakes. You may have noticed, by the way, earlier, that we hunted this lake already. And if I recall, we didn't kill anything. That is kind of the method, I guess, with my black bear grind, is generally hunting a lot of at least what I would call the good lakes twice. I go early and then I go later, and that later time can produce a number of males that weren't there the first time. That angle is really bad. Try to get to the side of his head and into a lung. We did. Good deal. Also, it seems gift memberships are becoming available for some on YouTube. Had some people saying they have the option to do it now, but I'm not seeing it when I look. They've always done stuff like that. They test on a certain percentage. There was a period of time, and if I remember right, it was only them testing to make their own site better, which I guess fair enough. You know, they have the right to do that. 10% of users wouldn't see the custom thumbnail that the YouTuber made. They would see the selected frame that YouTube itself chose to make that thumbnail. You know, anybody that has never uploaded a YouTube video, when you do that, YouTube selects 3 still frames that they have some algorithm to try to pick like a good one for a thumbnail, and of those 3, you get to select one, or if you don't select one, I think it just chooses one for you. There were 10% of all YouTube users that would just see that randomly, or not randomly, but algorithm generated thumbnail from YouTube. They test it weird like that. Not there. Let's go here. I don't get any males ever at Tufon Scarecrow. Even, I'm gonna try going like at 1950 today. See if maybe like right at the last second they're getting there. But I've gone, you know, 1850 and seen none. Mom's making homemade, I don't know where I got the idea for homemade, that doesn't say that. Mom's making brownies with cookie dough and Oreo for a party tonight? That sounds amazing. Yeah, I think overall that's going to be a good thing. I don't know, between like Twitch subs and YouTube memberships, I almost prefer YouTube memberships. The only thing is, Twitch subs give you, or Twitch's integration with Discord really is the thing, because you can have your Twitch emotes also available on Discord, and it's kind of cool to be able to have people use them both places. They're not like a Nitro emote. If you have the, if you're subbed, I guess I should say, you can use that emote in the server. You don't have to have Nitro. Now you can't use it in other servers, obviously, but still a cool thing. Mel, thank you for the 11 months. We do be bird hunting out here. Uh-oh. That bird didn't die. I think it'll kill him. It might take a while. Nope, there he's dead. What perks and skills are you using? If you're in my Discord, you can do the COTW perks command in the Hunter Call the Wild chat, and that can get it to you. I mean, if you want, I can put them on screen quickly, and you can screenshot or screen record, whatever you want to do, but, you know, it's a whole thing between all the different sections. Go to skills and get those up as well. Huh. Here's the second shot that saved us. Good to know. Hoping to get to 1.5k tonight. I'll be at maybe 500 by the time the stream's over. I am certainly not going to be at 1.5k. Alright, let's do... We had some bears here already. Let's go back here, actually. This has been a good spot to double back to. Are you celebrating or watching fireworks, or is that a thing in Pennsylvania? It is a thing. I don't know if we'll do anything. We actually... I think a lot of people did it last night, being that it was a weekend. The only fireworks we saw, like we heard a bunch, we spent, well, pretty much the entire afternoon and evening at my parents' playing cornhole and all that kind of stuff. There was, what, maybe 12, 14 of us there, something like that. But anyway, all the fireworks that could be heard couldn't be seen, but then driving home we got to see some, so there was at least that. Were cinnamon black bears always rare, or just with a new update? So that actually started with Mississippi. A lot of rarity and stuff changed. I think the term they used was like standardizing rares and stuff. And black bears, well, black bears and brown bears have cinnamon and blonde. Weirdly enough, they didn't become rare for brown bear, and I don't know why they did that. I don't know that. Maybe a blonde would be rare, you know, if you were to compare to real life. I don't know that cinnamon or brown black bears are rare on the level that, you know, an albino deer might be. I don't know, though. I'm sure they have those stats that I'm just basing off of things that I've seen. That said, and, well, I've seen thousands of deer and only a couple of bears, but we had a black bear with some brown patches. It wasn't entirely like a brown or cinnamon. Holy, what's going on, Lucky? Got the truck situation figured out? Yeah, for now. I still am going to need to get a new one because I wouldn't trust my current one to get me a couple states over for a hunt this fall, but it's running. Nice, Ben. Am I related to Kyla? Kyla is my girlfriend. And in case, perhaps, it needs to be further clarified, we are not related. Just in case. Saw 5 medium bean goose. Nice. I need to get on the goose hunting on Rev and Thule. I haven't shot maybe 10 or 20 geese total on that map. Is a spirit brown bear rare? Because I found 2 within 100 meters. They're not rare. There's, at least as far as I can tell, there's been some chat about them being rare, and I've even heard of like blondes being rare. At best, they're uncommon. Like, I've seen a bunch. How many hours? I have 5,495 hours. Are you related to your girlfriend? No. Not a thing. Can you get a great one on multiplayer? Yes. Not very long ago that was made a thing. In March, maybe, with the ARs, I think it was when that became possible. Crimson, I'm just not gonna get into politics because it never generates anything good. It just generates arguments. I appreciate the question, but it's just not something I'll answer here. I'll keep my opinions private. Oh, I have no breath. Did that hit? I thought it should have, but then he almost didn't recoil. And now I don't know where he went. Okay, that was odd. Is that a thing in real life, a spirit bear? Yeah, so spirit black bears. They're also called like Kermode or Kermode. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Kermode. They're like an almost white, like an off-white, I guess you might call it. I don't know and I don't want to spoil things, but the spirit fur type for great ones, I think they kind of got it outside of the head, but I sort of like what they did, making that different. How do I have 2 troll Canada geese? Bad luck, I suppose. I think I've only been trolled by 1 ever, so that is bad luck. What guns for the black bear? Primarily the 300. You'll see in a moment here we're going to go to a spot where there's going to be too many for the 300's 4-round capacity, so we'll actually go probably 300 first and then 308. Do you play any other games? The primary game that I play now outside of Call of the Wild and Classic is a mobile game called Jurassic World Alive, which is Kyla's fault. It's a pretty fun game. It's almost like Pokemon Go, but dinosaurs, if you're familiar with that. It's entertaining. I like the battling aspect. I generally enjoy kind of strategic, call it 1v1 type of situations, whether it is actual mechanical skill or strategy skill, that kind of stuff. So, been playing that for maybe a little over a month. You know it's your fault, Kyla. You got me interested in this game. I enjoy it, though. I'm glad. Alright. So it's 1837. We're going to go back to this lake again. I expect... Hi, Shadow. Probably no less than 7 black bear. Males. Do you hunt in real life? If so, what do you hunt? I do. Primarily whitetail. That's my main thing. I do some turkey hunting, occasionally small game hunting. The plan had been to branch out a little more in terms of big game species here this year and do a pronghorn hunt. Unfortunately, we weren't drawn for that. So, we've added some additional whitetail hunts. It's funny, like, my perspective began shifting before we weren't drawn for pronghorn, so I don't want this to sound like we didn't get drawn and then I just changed my approach, but I've started really appreciating, I guess, like the difference in whitetail racks. I've shot 7 in my life, which, depending on the state you're from, might sound like a lot or might sound like not a lot, given my age of 24, so what, 15 years of hunting. But either way, I don't know, I've just been watching a lot of content. There's a series on a YouTube channel, I believe it's called Exodus Outdoor Gear, and the series is called Whitetail Cribs. And just seeing these guys' trophy rooms of all these different whitetails, it kind of makes me want to strive to to have one of them. My lord, yeah, more than 7. There's a thicken. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, I'll tell you one thing. We're not killing 12 black bear right now. Doesn't matter how good I shoot. Some will get away. But what we will do is try to make sure we get that mythical wherever on earth he got to. Probably gotta be that one right there. Yeah. And from there, we'll just start firing. So, apologies in advance if I don't respond to any chats for the next minute or so until all of this absolute chaos is over. So the nice thing is, black bears tend to actually kind of just stand in place for surprisingly long after a shot goes off. It's funny because I actually thought this grind was going to be really tough, specifically because black bear tend to flee pretty quickly, but whatever has happened with this update, I get the opinion they are slower than they used to be. I could be wrong, but it seems to me it's a lot easier to shoot multiples than it ever was. Still one right there. I don't know how many we've killed. Oh, that's one that we didn't hit well. That'll do. And generally, I find it good to just kind of sit a minute. There's one running there. I don't know how that missed, but that's fine. Also using the 2-rifle method. Yeah, I go 308 for my second one because I want the no recoil quick shots because a lot of them end up being bad like that. It works pretty good. So, I don't know. Of the 12, I'm going to say we got 8 or 9. Decent numbers. Sometimes more run this way and I can get almost all of them, but they kind of ran up into the trees. See, there's one coming back already, though. You can sit here and get them like this. It's just a matter of, are they going to come back or not? Do you want to sit there and spend the time to wait on them? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends on how late into the day it is, but yeah, we'll call that good and go and claim stuff. You're going double 308? Really? I like the 300 for the less tracking, but I do get the speed of the 308. I guess if you're double tapping some of the solos, it wouldn't be a big deal. You're dead, aren't you? Who back there has said that? Oh, I see it. It's a 7. I don't even know that I spotted that one, which frankly isn't that surprising. Alright, maybe make it 10. I don't know. I've lost track. One that we shot here. Just laying back there. Certified Ace, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, man. I also appreciate you waiting for the chaos to end. Just started watching your streams. I think they're pretty awesome. Keep it up. Well, thank you, man. I will definitely do my best. And like I said, good timing on that. Otherwise, I'd have taken a moment to get caught up and read that. Alright, so let's count. We got one there. In the meantime, the latest Call of the Wild developer diary said the new great one came down to black bear, coyote, and wild boar. I wonder, does that mean one of those two is the next one or not? Coyote I wouldn't mind. Not that I would enjoy that grind. Are you Scarecrow? I am not. 2. 3 with a mythical? All my mythicals are small, like 21s. Don't think I've cracked 22 yet. Got 4, 5, 6 back here. I was AFK, did I miss anything? Absolute chaos of this lake. There were 12 bears. Counting how many we got. There's number 7. I saw small blood, but that came from that one. Think we're all good on this side. There's at least 2 on this side, if not more. I want to say, yeah, at least 2. So 9 bare minimum. We need a Great One Moose. If that doesn't happen, I would be shocked after the response that Great One Moose have gotten from the community. That was number 8. That's number 9, and I think that's it. It doesn't look like we shot any farther over. Is this a 4? That's a 2. Was there one over here further? Generally, I try to send Sir 12 out to confirm that we didn't get nothing. He says track not found. Now, there is another male up there. With it being dark, I don't think we're going to see it. What we will do, though, is just more or less charge that direction. If it runs this way, which sometimes they do, we'll shoot it. Otherwise, we're going to jump to a couple more spots here before their drink time ends. I think I'm hearing Sir 12 moving around. Ricard, am I saying that right? I hope I got it right. Thank you so much for the super chat and the super sticker. I really appreciate it. And if I got your name wrong, feel free to correct me. Tried my best to make sure I got it. All right, next spot. Double checking, just after 1900. We need a great one, Jackrabbit. Oh boy, that might be the first great one I don't really put a grind in for. If they do that, that'd be tough. Hey, thank you, Andre. Which part of the map here? I'll show you in 1 second, Julia. It is this tiny little area down here. Really good spot. I've had a ton of success by not shooting females anywhere else. That spot ends up being pretty much entirely male, which is really good for grinding purposes. So normally if you go here late, there are a fair few bears. This is the 308, but that is fine. What we'll do is hit him twice for the sake of trying to get him down quickly. Still slower than a 300, but it's all good. Actually, when following track, should you be crouching the whole time? Depends on the age of the track, I would say. If it's a track that is, you know, showing very old, I'd probably run. Maybe once you get to fresh or even very fresh, it's probably good to start crouching. And the thing about it is, and you'll hear me say this, see me do this a lot in Call of the Wild, spooking animals, there's not a big negative consequence to that. You can spook stuff and they usually run about 200 meters. Often they just turn around and come right back. Curious if we get a Great One Lion. I would expect one day to get a Great One Lion, honestly. They're one of those species that just kind of have that regal kind of aura around them, if that makes any sense. Advice on getting a diamond mule deer. Well, I'll say this, I haven't hunted parquet recently to know for certain if their drink time is still 9 to 12, but if it is, I would hunt parquet in that 9 to 12 window. Basically just shoot every buck you see, get to every lake you can. When it hits 12 o'clock, go back to 9. Generally what I do is like switch maps and then go back. It just kind of helps to trigger respawns, but you can close the game, go back in. I even think going to the menu and back works, but I'm not as certain about that one. Got a diamond turkey and diamond bobcat this morning. Nice, man. Pretty solid morning hunting, that sounds like. Alright, now the area that I'm most intrigued about is actually up around this corner. I'll sometimes get a fair few males. There's one there. Might be the only one. If I remember... No, I did kill that one. I was going to say I didn't think I killed the third one last time. There were 3, but I did actually get it. Looking like the only one. So before we go further, since we can actually see, just go ahead and hit him. And what? It's 1916. About the time we get everything claimed, we'll go and check 2 fawns. See if, like, at the very last second, if maybe some males are going up there. I just never get them, and honestly, if they aren't there when we check them this time, I'm going to pretty much assume they don't go there, which is going to be fine with me. Is there a great one for every animal? Right now, whitetail, red deer, and black bear are the only ones with great ones. Fluffy Samurai, thank you for the super chat and super sticker. I certainly appreciate it. Do you think they would ever put a great one small game animal, and how do you think the community would react to it? I think that there was a more negative response to the great one black bear than they would have liked, although I find that there's also a lot of pretty significant support for it. So I don't know how they look at that, but just based on my own observations about the community as a whole and its reaction to the great one black bear, I wouldn't be shocked if they save small game great ones for way down the road, because I think EW wants to try to, you know, please the community in general. What's up, Acid? A great one. Small game animal would make a great April Fool's joke. Great indeed. I see what you did there. How many bear colors are there? Well, there's 3 commons, dusky, black, and dark, if I'm remembering them correctly. There are 3 rares, blonde, cinnamon, and brown. And then of the great one variations, there's like at least 6, I think. Or 5. And there may be others that haven't been found yet. D-Fish, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, man. How's it going? Wondering if you would like to get an update that maybe adds more levels and maybe some perks and switch it up from the same old. Yeah, I absolutely get you there. First off, going well. I've really been enjoying the Black Bear grind. As for the update idea, I've talked a fair bit about wanting them to basically remove the level cap. I wouldn't mind if you know, you're never able to get more skills and perks. I also wouldn't mind if they made it possible by leveling up enough to get every skill and perk. I don't find that the skills or perks make such a big difference that having all of them would make the game, you know, completely too easy, but I absolutely get it if they don't want to do that. The way that I would do it if I were in EW's shoes would just be basically pick level 60's XP requirement to go from level 59 to level 60. Take that, maybe multiply by like 101%, like a very little increase, and that's your level 61 to 62, or 60 to 61. Take that number, add another 1%, and so on and so on and so on. Because I think leveling up incredibly often, it kind of gets stupid, like once you reach maybe level 200. But if it's a long process, then it's a bigger deal. Does the flashlight make you easier to detect? The flashlight does nothing from the animal's perspective. They can't see you any easier, they don't spook any easier. It's simply an addition to make your life easier, specifically in spotting tracks. I actually find that it limits your long-range vision while having it on, but tracks are important in this game. Okay, let's see if we have any males spawning at 2 fawns. Super late. What's up, Tragic? What perk makes us the animal's highlighter from so far away? I don't know what you mean. I gotta move this tent. It, like, spawns me stuck. Okay. So sometimes if I get males, they're over on that side. Certainly does not appear as if there are any, which is fine by me. What was that? A mountain lion. We're gonna spawn right on top of that guy. Gonna do any bow hunting for the deer this year? Absolutely. We gotta get our new bows taken to the shop and get the sights and arrow rest and all that good stuff put on. But yeah, I'm really determined to try to get a buck with a bow. That's my big thing, or a buck with a bow on film. I have taken 1 buck with a bow in my life. Buck with a bow on film is my next, like, major hurdle, if you want to call it that. Hopefully this year's the year. We shall see. Alright, no male black bears there. We could go for places that we haven't been, at least not late. I actually want to check these little lakes. I don't really go to them last minute. Y'all know if I know grizzly the other day. Nice, dude. They're one of my favorite rares. Have you missed anything? Nothing trophy-wise, anyway. Do you think they'll ever delete an animal from a map? I can't imagine. I can't imagine what would need to happen for them to do that. There have been things like that in Classic. When Grey Wolves got added to Timbergold Trails in late 2016, maybe early 2017. Or wait, I think I have that wrong. Late 2015, early 2016. The amount of wolves was probably too high. And it stayed that way for maybe 2 years or so. And the community complained, you know, to a certain degree, and eventually, what EW did was run an event, which I think they called like a wolf extinction event or something. And if the community killed like 50,000 wolves, they were going to reduce the wolf population by 50% on that map. turns out the community was pretty against the amount of wolves. More than 100,000 got killed, and there were other rewards in that event, which EW was kind enough to double. Now, they didn't remove all the wolves from Timbergold. They did indeed cut the population by 50%. And, you know, maybe Call of the Wild could do something like that if it's determined that there are too many black bear on Silver Ridge Peak since we're hunting them. Is there any other way to save progress other than saving game files on Epic Games? I'm not familiar with Epic Games, unfortunately, so I don't have an answer for that. I don't even have the Epic Games launcher. I don't have an account. No trophies yet, Warble. Happy 4th, though. There's some mail. I don't know that these areas are going to be so good late at night that it's worth the time, but you always gotta check. I don't know what happened there. Don't know why he didn't go down. Looking for fleeing things primarily. Make sure nothing goes anywhere. Which Great One fur variation do you want? I think if I got to choose, probably the Spirit one, but I like them all. Man, I hope so. You think they'll ever let Xbox players use their servers? I hope so. It's beyond me why they've made it the way they have. The only thing that makes maybe a little bit of sense is that if Xbox as a platform has a built-in matchmaking service already, then I could kind of see why they would do it as they have, but nah, to me it just makes more sense to let you choose the servers. It's a legitimate disadvantage, I think, for multiple reasons. Not only because, you know, on PC and PS4, I can look and be like, hey, this server's only got one person. I have plenty of room to roam around. That's what I look for a lot. I don't like to join super full servers. I don't like to get in people's way, and, you know, generally speaking, I like to have my room to hunt as well. The other side of it is, you know, crashes happen. That's just something that I think most players, and probably even the devs, have to accept to a certain degree. If you crash in multiplayer after shooting a cool thing on PS4 and on PC, if you remember the name of the host, you can look for that name and jump back in and go and claim that. On Xbox, it's a shot in the dark as to whether or not you get back in. I really wish they would let you. It seems like something that should be prioritized, but, you know, at the same time, I'm sure they have a million other priorities. Any luck yet? Nothing crazy. I'm trying to, you know, we're almost at the end of Black Bear drink time. I'm trying to make sure that I don't have like a diamond or heck, even a great one that's coming in really late to one of these spots. It could well be the case. Now, the one advantage generally is that even if, you know, let's say we do have a great one that's coming in late, a lot of bears rest and feed close to their drink zones. So I think odds are we'd kind of trip over a track eventually. But, you know, you gotta look. What predatory animals would you like to see in Call of the Wild? Kodiak bear would probably be high on my list. Arctic fox and wolves could be cool. Those would probably be my main two. Wolverine, probably number 3 if I did a top 3. How many hours did it take you before you got your first ever diamond? Right about 100. Or maybe a little bit more than that. Maybe 110 or so. I didn't play a ton of Call of the Wild. I'll be 100% honest about Call of the Wild when it came out. I didn't love it. You know, I came from playing Classic, and I quite liked how Classic worked. I still like how Classic worked, and a lot of stuff just didn't make sense to me the way that it would, why is my mouse not working? Hello? There we go. Anyway, I didn't like the way that the calling system worked in Call of the Wild. I didn't like a lot of stuff about it. I lost track how many kills we got. Oh dear. We've killed 20 in the last 30 minutes. So probably about 30. We'll go with that. Anyway, yeah, like I didn't love the game, if I'm being 100% honest, so I just played here and there, you know, make little content on it. Now it's, you know, something we do basically daily. was a very different vibe in the beginning. Biggest diamond you messed up? That's a good question. I messed up what would have been like a 980s moose early on. That'd be comparable to maybe like a 280, 290 trophy rating now. I didn't mess it up, is the thing. What happened was, those of you that are maybe familiar with Call of the Wild in its very earliest days, well, even up until like 2 or 3 years ago, there was something called consecutive harvest. There is still something called consecutive harvest, but back then, it affected the score of your animal, and fortunately those days are behind us because that was a frustrating aspect, I would say. But basically, yeah, I didn't have my consecutive harvest maxed, and therefore what should have been a 980s moose became like a 805 or 810 or something. Love your idea of random species pops on maps. I think see it on multiplayer, maybe placebo. Wait, can you elaborate? I don't. Weirdly enough, even though you said it's my idea, I'm not 100% sure I know what you mean. I might get you. Just got here, did I miss anything? A whole ton of bears. We've killed about 30. Maybe a little bit more than that, 35. I didn't keep track. I got caught up in talking. You'd never believe it. I don't get distracted and talk forever on these streams. Not me. I don't miss consec whatsoever. Yeah, it was... I don't know, I just wish... If there was an indication of what your consec was prior to claiming an animal, I think it would have been fine, but it really felt, to a degree, random. Luca, thank you for, dropping in. I found a level 1 black bear. Yeah, Kyla had one earlier today. I haven't shot a level 1 yet today, or yet at all. No level 1 males, I had a 2. Oh, I gotcha. So a player has better black bear pops? Yeah, I 100% think that is, the way it works. I'm convinced that that is indeed the case. I don't know, I feel like I've seen it over and over with different species. It also, from my extremely limited understanding of game development when it comes to randomness and computer randomness in general, it would seem to align with the way that that tends to work. That was not a good shot. Is there a black bear hotspot video coming? Yeah, Wednesday or Thursday, I'm gonna say. If I can get it out by then, that's my plan. We'll see if that can come to fruition. I feel pretty good. I like going into Saturday's video, which I recorded on Thursday. I didn't feel confident making a black bear hotspot guide at all. Going into Sunday's video, I felt better, but still a little unsure. By the end of Sunday's video, I felt like I could make one, and I think I could make one now and be pretty happy with that. It was just like the inconsistency of where I was seeing bears and when. Now that I've hunted them more and seen that it appears to make quite a big difference to go back to spots later, I feel like I've got a pretty good understanding of it. What's up, Billy? Really, Hatchet? That's interesting. Yeah, I did, Owen. I'm glad that you referred to it as a bug, because there was some debate as to whether or not it was intended, because you could probably make an argument, because it's a mission animal, that maybe they meant to do that, but it is, or it has been confirmed, I should maybe say, that it is a bug, and I just find it really unfortunate. Not so much that the bug is there, I find it unfortunate that there is a significant amount of players that are kind of abusing that bug. I think on some level it would be one thing to accidentally find it, like unknowing that that was a thing that happened, but when you've got people, you know, spam resetting to get it, it's just sort of abusing a exploit, you might call it. Most powerful gun, technically it would be the 470, but I feel like the 300 is actually better. What do you hunt in real life? Primarily whitetail, some turkey, small game. Probably gonna get a black bear tag this year, mostly because we had a black bear on camera here. Lazy? Yeah, and I mean, like, there's a level on which I kind of understand it. Like, if you've never had a great one before, you don't have time to grind for it. Like, I understand why it might be tempting, but just... I think it's important to know that if you do that, I think you're going to value it so much less, because you'll know, deep down, like, yeah, this wasn't like a legit spawn, it's a bug. It's the same as... Do you guys remember when animals were spawning and you could get diamonds up to about like 1800 score back when on the old scoring system? It was like shooting a diamond then. It was like a level 2 caribou and they would be a diamond because everything was score a diamond. Kind of like that. I got the absolute chunker Fable Glacier Great One Blackberry yesterday, so I wish you good luck on your grind. Well, thank you, man, and congrats. Does the Trophy Lodge glitch still work after the new update, because it will no longer let me glitch the big trophies on the small platforms? It does not still work. You know, that's a tough one, because I kind of understand, again, why people do it. But at the same time, like, it was a glitch. I'm kind of glad they fixed it, because generally fixing bugs is a good thing. I hope it... And I was saying from when Trophy Lodges came out that I wouldn't recommend doing it, because I figured eventually it would get fixed and they might break stuff. I hope people didn't lose trophies over it. Will you use a bow on your first Great One Blackberry? Yeah, that's the plan. I want to go Hawk Edge CB70 again. I think that's going to be kind of our Great One weapon. Now, maybe I should say Great One, or first Great One of a particular species weapon. That might kind of be more accurate, because say we were to find a second one, we might try to come up with something different. Ethan, probably, if you specifically want 4 to 8s, the 308 AR-10. If you maybe want even more kind of versatility, the 7mm can cover 4 to 9. Now the only thing is, it's a single shot versus the 308 being a AR with a 5-round capacity. So, you know, depends on your hunting style and stuff. You could find advantages and disadvantages to both. I like it a lot, Harley. It's a good bow. I didn't even know Shadow was up here passed out beside me. Recommend the smoke pool for a Great One, maybe for the second one. I've kind of decided that I want to try to do, you know, the Hawk Edge for basically all of them. The thing about it is, a lot of weapons, muzzleloader included, they can't take every class of animal, so eventually there's probably going to be one that's going to require a different weapon. The bow can actually take everything, so that kind of makes it more viable to literally use it on every Great One. Favorite new bird species? I like the hazel grouse a lot. I just think they're cool. I think that's it for me. Is this our bear blood? Yes. Would you like a new trophy lodge? Yeah, I think we're getting to the point that we're about due for one. As much as I like Saseka Safari and as much room that it has, we're just, the more species and the more maps that come out, we're reaching a point where even it's not big enough. I wish you could sight in the 5-pin sight for the bow. Yeah, I've gotten to the point that I just use the single pin. If anything, and you can use those other pins, like they are consistent, but it's just weird ranges. I just find they kind of block my sight more than anything else. Really? The muzzleloaders broke, zeroing for the higher calibers wrong. I didn't know that. What's up, Brandon? Devlin's in here as well. What's going on? What bow would anyone who plays Classic recommend for me to buy as my first bow? The Snakebite's a fantastic choice. It's, I think, still the quietest bow in the game. Cheapest and very simple to operate, given that it is a one-pin sight, as I happen to be talking about that. Now, the negatives are that you can't buy an additional sight to go with it. There are other sights, but they go with the Parker Python, the Red Dragon, and the Pulsar. You cannot put another sight on the Snakebite, but it's pretty flat shooting. You can make do with that one pin sight pretty well. A hollowed out Volcano Lodge? There you go. What's up, Riley? Did you see EW showed off all 6 Black Bear Fabled Great One variants? EW did? I didn't. That doesn't sound like an EW thing. If they did, that's interesting. That maybe they're taking initiative because maybe they've all been found. But they're usually very secretive about that stuff. I kind of remembered you saying something about a hatchet, but I couldn't remember if it was a zeroing thing or if it was something. For some reason, I was remembering struggling to equip the ammo or something, but maybe it was the ammo difference. In the dev diary, okay. That's kind of cool. I guess I was right when I said 6 earlier by accident. Does the Hunter Classic have more animals or less? I think Classic has right around 50, Call of the Wild's like in the 70s or something. The best loadout that'll work on all reserves, it's tough now because of like pheasants and quail and, you know, all the different upland birds on Reventuli. Because you almost want a shotgun worked in there. But shotguns on like Silver Ridge Peaks, Layton and stuff aren't that useful, so it's tough to make a all-around loadout anymore. If you don't need a shotgun, I like to go 300, 308, 243, 22. If you need a shotgun, fortunately, the maps that you really need it don't need a 300 generally, so you can just replace the 300 with like a 16 gauge or a 12 gauge. D-Fish, thank you for the super chat. What bow do you use in real life? I'm looking for a new one. Well, in the Meat Hunters videos that are going to be coming out here, my first episode this Friday is going to drop on the Meat Hunters channel, by the way. I'll be using an Obsession Nitro HZ. This year, we have a different sponsor, Dart, and I have the Spectra E32, I think it is. I haven't gotten to do anything with that one yet, so I can't speak to how good it is. I've been told dart and bows are really good. My brother has one. He's shot his some that he quite liked, but yeah, I'll definitely talk more about that as the summer wears on, once I get it all set up and shoot it some. Do I need to be a subscriber to have a question answered? No, I can't see who's subscribed and who's not anyway. Best time to waterfowl hunt on Reventuli? I've had pretty good success earlier in the morning. Don't know if that matters. But did his bow get a 170 buck? To be fair, mine didn't either. I wish that was a bow kill. That'd be something. That was the slowest 3-bear kill I've ever done, and they all still stood around. Where's that level 10? I hope it's somewhere, dude. I hope it's hanging around. Where were you at? I'm gonna get back in the tripod. As we do multiple runs here, hunting pressure gets really serious. So even killing one bear, not from the tripod, can be a bit of a problem. Man, that felt like a perfect shot to me. That was. I got a Matthews no cam last year and I love it. One of the best shooting bows I've had. Nice, dude. You know, I've heard nothing but good things about Matthews. Generally, and here's the thing, right? About any bow you get, it's 2022, you know, like basically all bows are really good. There are different aspects of different bows that, you know, are better or worse. But I do find, now this might have to be a bear that we're not shooting from a tripod. I gotta quit my gun. That was awkward. What are you? Hello? Mouse scroll wheel did be dirty there. I don't even know what that was. Small mail. Alright, we'll get him on the next run. Anyway. I was shocked. I have a Hoyt RX3 that I shot in 2019. And then Obsession sponsored us for 2020 and 2021. Darton's going to be sponsoring us for 2022. But anyway, there was a period of time where we were unsure as to whether or not we were going to have the Darton sponsorship this year. So there was a chance that I could have just used whatever bow I wanted. And I started shooting all my different bows, and I was determined for my RX3 to be the best one. I like the Obsession bows, which are literally half the price, so much more than the RX3. I couldn't believe it. It really shocked me that an $1,800 bow in the RX3 when it was new seemed to be worse than like a $900 Obsession bow. Guessing I didn't miss much? Not a lot. I can't speak. The level 10's on top of a mountain. I mean, a mountain black bear would be pretty cool. I wouldn't complain if they were in neat areas. Heh. I tried, man. Any plans on hunting Africa in real life? I go hunting there like 3 times a year. So TK was just in Africa, and he had messaged me and said something to the effect of like, dude, you gotta come hunt here, it's great. And I don't think it's for me, hunting in Africa. It's weird, like I'm 100% down for another Africa map in Call of the Wild, like I really enjoy it, but I don't know. There's something about the actual process that I maybe am not... It doesn't appeal to me in a weird way. Like, I like my whitetail hunting year-long grind where half the time I don't kill a buck. I do. It's, I don't know, it's different. It's a different type of hunting, and for me, I don't think it's something that I'm likely to do. It could happen, you know, never say never, but in all likelihood, I'll probably stick to North American hunting. I think New Zealand would be a better place to hunt in real life. I don't know if I'm any more likely to hunt New Zealand either, maybe. It's closer to what I do in North America, that's for sure. You know what I struggle with? I'll just be 100% upfront, because I kind of half said it. I don't know if Africa has the trophy fee side. It's more so like the sit over a waterhole side, and even spot and stock just doesn't appeal to me in Africa. But the thing about like New Zealand is everything is kind of, from what I've been told, it's basically entirely like private land, and like even if they might be thousands of acres, but I don't know, there's some lacking level of 100% wild that it sounds like to me. I've never been there, maybe I'm incorrect about that, but just the way that it was phrased almost made it sound like it wasn't as wild as I would want. Did I miss claiming that thick 7? Dream hunt would be in Alaska? Yeah, Alaska caribou for me would be it. Alright, I think we got everything there. Come to Norway and hunt? Really early in my YouTube days, one of my closest creator friends, I guess to maybe use that phrase, was a guy named, I think Steinpro was the way to say it, from Norway, and he did some hunting and it always sounded pretty cool. Nice, Kyla. Gotta be careful in Africa, lots of lions. I hear that's one of the dangers. Yeah, I do want to probably hunt a red deer someday, Mel. But again, I'm just so, like... How do I'm not... Scared is the wrong word, but worried, I guess, that the experience wouldn't live up to what I want it to be for what I know would be an extremely expensive and time-intensive hunt. Not that I don't think I'd get a big stag, that's not what I mean. I mean that, like... I don't know, like, what I'm so used to hunting here, the odds that you see, like, a buck on any given hunt maybe aren't that great. I just get the impression that you're gonna see way more out there, and I'm afraid that it would not be the experience that I want, and again, it would be an expensive experience to be let down by. Hunter White, thank you for the super chat. Just curious, on my Rancho and Savannah maps, my zones aren't reset, so do I have new spawns on them? My other map zones are reset. Yeah, you do. For some reason, sometimes zones get reset and sometimes they don't. Get each of the great ones you have in real life. You already have the buck. Yeah, how do I get a great one black bear? I guess I need some kind of unique fur, huh? Truly wild ones don't get nearly that big. That's the other thing, right? Like, oh, I can't say that yet. That content hasn't come out. All right, well, let me just, I'll put it simply this way then. My only bow buck is, I think it gross is 110. It's like 102 inches net. I would find that far more rewarding than like one of those 300-inch farm bucks. And I guess that's basically all I need to say on that. Like, the wild factor is everything to me. The chase for it, like the long hours, that's what I live for, really. Like, you know, it comes to October 1st, October 2nd, about when our season starts every year, and I'm gonna sit in a tree stand for as many hours as I can from that day until the end of rifle season. And I'll do a little bit of flintlock hunting. I find that I'm burnt out from trying to keep up from content and hunting and sleep and whatever else I gotta do during that time, and watching NFL, because I don't miss that either. But yeah, like the main seasons there, archery, early muzzleloader, rifle, I don't know, like that long chase, I love it. I do. Do we have a plan for dinner yet, or is it leftovers? Do we have, oh, leftover, yeah, we could do leftovers, might as well. The biggest buck's 147 with a bow, or biggest buck in general? Either way, that's awesome, man. I've got one, my dream, like say in 30 years or 40 years, whenever my peak of hunting is kind of starting to go downhill, I'm hoping to have like, I don't know, a dozen maybe, either over 115 with a bow or over 140 with a gun. What is the PA requirement for a gun? I think it's 140. Yeah. So anyway, that's my hope to start accruing more of them. What are you? You didn't even make a sound. The man's gonna have a sore bum. Alright, where's that other guy? There he is. Ooh, that felt good. Is that a lung? It wasn't. It seemed like it was perfect. Reloading would have been a good idea before we came here. Thought you already peaked with a buck? Well, there's a fair chance I'll never kill a bigger buck than that one. I mean, in terms of gross score, 180. If I'm hunting primarily in PA, there's a good chance I don't top that, but maybe in net score, less deductions. Age doesn't determine your peak hunting. Look at Stampot's 112 years old and still going. Thank you, Lord. What pew pew is that? The first one was the 308 AR-10. The second one was the 300. Got a buck at a 6 tip to tip. 6 or like 16? Are you saying that it was a really small tip to tip? I'm trying to figure what direction we're going in here. Will you play the angler? Absolutely. I'm gonna live till I'm 144. Hey, Pat McAfee on his show has been saying coffee makes you live forever. I've been drinking all the coffee. Kyla wants wings? What, for dinner? We have wings in the freezer, but I'm afraid because the power went out for a fairly significant amount of time the one day, and I'm just unsure as to how it affected the chest freezer. I think everything was fine, but chicken's one of those things that it's really not a fun one to mess with. I'm gonna need to live to 144 to get this great one. You're gonna get it early, I believe. 0 diamonds is making you worry? Yeah, it's a little odd for the amount that you've killed, I'll give you that. Salmonella. Would your buck in real life be a diamond? For PA, I think, and, you know, maybe naturally I would say this. Hello? Okay, don't know what that was. Maybe I just sprayed some bear spray and the great one's going to appear. Anyway, for PA, I think, as much as maybe this sounds like I'm tooting my own horn, I think it would be a great one. The reason I say that is it's the second biggest non-typical ever in the county. My county. Biggest since 1942. So, I think that qualifies. Have you ever heard of load shedding in terms of power outs? No. I don't know if I know what that is. Do you have the achievement for brain shotting animals? I think so. Is it called, like, not a zombie game or something? You own the county? I do now. Yeah. Didn't you know? How many kills so far? Counting the ones that we got today, about 475. Slowly careening towards 500, I think. What do we got? 30 minutes left. We're likely to hit... Actually, it's probably a little above 475. How many have we killed on this second run? Probably second run started about here. Yeah, about 480. I think we're probably going to hit right about 500 by the end of the stream. I feel it, Mel. I'm hoping to get one early enough that I want to do another grind. Like with the red deer, I had absolutely no desire to try to get a second one after all that. If this takes me more than 2,000 bears, there's a good chance I'm not doing a second grind. Less than 2,000, I might. I enjoy it generally. I find some level of like strategy and planning is required, and I tend to find that fun in any game. Watching Flinter on one screen and hunting brown bears on DasBiel on the second screen. Nice. You got bear barrels set up? What's your move there? I'll never forget my albino on DasBiel. I had one on Hemmeldal too, and a barrel, but the DasBiel one was special. I didn't have my barrel filled. I snuck within recurve range. It was a cool day. Oh, that's the worst, Ben. No good. What's up, Bryce? Do we get all three? That's one. That's a floating two. Bro, I didn't float over. That's odd. And, okay, good. This one shouldn't be too far. In South Africa, we have load shedding where the power is up to 2 hours out to spare power for the country. Wait, okay. Did I understand that correctly? Like, for 2 hours, power's just out in general? That sounds like a smart idea. We should probably do that. I don't think a lot of people would go for it. You see it all the time, like, recommendations to set your thermostat to say, like, 78 in the evening, 82 when you're asleep, and then, I forget what the other one is, 85 when you're away. And then generally the response here is, I will save energy another way. Absolutely not. I can't, like, we don't have air conditioning in the bedroom at the moment. Even, eventually I gotta get, like, a whole house unit thing going on. This house was built before ductwork was really a common thing, so I can't just simply get a central air system. I'm gonna probably have to do mini splits. Anyway, irrelevant details. The bedroom doesn't have a window. It's got like a little screen door vibe out onto a small balcony, and because of that, we can't have a window unit in the bedroom. If the low doesn't get down to like 68 or lower to get some of that cool air coming in, I can barely sleep. Like, I don't know how 78 would be the sleeping temperature. Or 82, that's right. Are you gators? I don't know, man. Just telling you what it says. Not sleeping at 82, that's what I'm saying. I'll turn more lights out and not run electric heaters in the winter and whatever I gotta do to make up for it, but I can't sleep at that temperature. You sleep in the mid 50s? Are you is that for real, or are you generally just saying you like it cold? Mid 50s is... That's a lot of energy to get to that. That's rough, Hatchet. How do you deal with, like, refrigerators and freezers and stuff? You just never have them, like, crazy stocked? Because at any time you could lose your... whatever you have? Barely tolerate 74? In this room right now, if I had to guess, it's probably 81 or 82. The PCs just make it warm. It's just kind of a thing for now that I deal with. Eventually I will get an AC situation figured out, but I don't particularly enjoy, like, sweating while gaming. Like, I'm not playing some intensive competitive game that would make you maybe sweat that way. I'm just chilling. Really, Billy? I have to have my house 67 to 68. I like blankets year-round. Yeah, again, like, there's some level of, you know, maybe I shouldn't make it that cold for energy reasons, but that's probably close to what I would do. Where is this male bear at? I don't know what he is. I've never had one here before. Who are you? Oh, wow, you're huge. The biggest male I've ever seen. Twice. Keep him closed as long as possible. That's what we do. Anytime the power goes out, like, I tell Kyla, like, alright, we're drinking, like, bottled water from the basement fridge, because it's literally nothing but water. You can't risk it in case it's out for like 9 hours, you never know. Most people have little generators. Yeah, that's something else. Probably gotta invest in. Are there 2 level 3s? Oh no, there's a 6 in there too, okay. It's 1. Oh my god, recoil, help. Well, that's probably not good. I mean, oh god. Alright, he's out of render, but he's hit a couple times. Water cool the PC and install a full. I really, my plan, knowing that I eventually was going to get a new PC, had been to get a water-cooled one. But then I was told that water cooling can be as loud, if not louder, than air cooling. And I was like, well, alright, I guess air cooling's fine. I wish I could, like, vent the PC outside. I'm sure it would be doable, but that would require more knowledge and abilities than I have. My bird setup's disappeared on Reventuli? That's odd. Don't know why that would happen. This bear's gonna die. It's just gonna take like 12 years. What'd you do with your old PC? It's just currently sitting in the closet. The thing about it is, actually there's a couple things. Number one, there are still 6 months worth of videos I need to get off of that PC and put on an external drive. So one of these days I'll have to fire it back up and do that. And then the other thing is, like, a bunch of my real life hunting content stuff is still on there, and, you know, I still have to make the YouTube versions of those videos. I have the TV versions done. In fact, I think, yeah, today on Wild TV, I think it actually aired a couple hours ago, my first episode from 2021. So that stuff's all done, but the YouTube stuff I still got to do. So I don't know if when I go to put that together, I'm gonna have to, you know, crack open the PC and get some kind of data off there that I forgot about. Oh, geez, Billy. Yeah, it's probably about time. I want your old PC for a great one. I don't know if my old PC has any luck tucked away inside it after the Red Deer grind. That's unfortunate, Gunner. Still dumps the same heat into the room for water cooling? I actually was wondering if that was how that worked or not. Eventually, if I can find my Can I get my binoculars back out? Jeez, game. That was weird. Got my first ever spear. It was on a brown bear. Nice. I take the side off my PC and use a room fan when it's summer. It's kind of smart. So, the PC that Kyla was using up until a couple months ago was my old PC, which basically, because of Call of the Wild, I upgraded the CPU first, and then the GPU. I put a 1060 in, and I think it had a 9 something, or no, a 760 it had. So yeah, I did that upgrade specifically to make better Call of the Wild content, and that caused the heat output to be too much for the fan. So I got a bigger cooler, which couldn't fit in the case. So it was this open face absolute eyesore, but it cooled incredibly well being open face. Like it never made any sound compared to my old PC. I'm referring to old PC and old PC, so I apologize for that, but hopefully it made some level of sense. What's up, Tyler? I just fan off my Windows 8 Dell? Fan? What do you mean, like a house fan? You also take the side off in the summer. Ours have like the glass panels with the magnet. I would probably open it up to help with cooling, but Shadow would probably see it as an opportunity to chew on things. Was the dust bad? No, not really. On the more recent one, I cleaned it out a couple of times to make sure that was never an issue. It never got bad. I don't know if she can be trained for that, Ben. I don't know why, Mick, but for some reason with this update, the tripod logos just don't show. Another mythical down here. Give me a 9, man. Actually, screw that. Give me a 10. I don't care about a 9. Look at all these guys. Another max weight 7, 6. Don't even know what's down in here. You gotta be careful about these things, because there are a couple of great ones that the primary color is still black. Could be easy to miss. Make sure the rifles are loaded. She'll probably eat the flowers. Eat the flowers, probably... Oh, look, a dead bear. Probably run into the whatever potential water might be around, get her feet all muddy, ruin some clothing. That would be her best day ever. She would just love ruining stuff. Alright, let's see if we can do as good as last time, if not better. Oh my lord, can't even get on target. I think that was the first one that didn't quite hit where we wanted. Most of them are coming around here, so let's get loaded, because we're going to get more opportunities. As long as we pay attention. We hit a tree. Hit him that time. Oh boy. There's just too many. Where'd the 7 go? Ah, it's so brushy in through there. A couple went up the hill. Just saw one. I don't think we did quite as good as last time. We still killed a fair few. She'd run right to me, probably. All those males, indeed. It's why I don't shoot females, because this lake is just so insane. I don't want to shoot females and get some females spawning here, because I can, generally speaking, kill 10 males-ish per run. I go here twice, by the way. We already killed 3 earlier. The one I claimed there was an extra one. That wasn't one that we just shot, so there's 3. And it makes it 6 total for this lake, so we got more than 10. Gonna have to up your aim. Oh, that wasn't talking to me. Okay, I was gonna say. I probably could use higher aim sensitivity, though. Going to Saskatchewan for a mule deer hunt. That'll be awesome, man. I think of Saskatchewan for big male whitetail. I didn't even know much about their mule deer. Do we get all 4 of the ones that we shot at over here? Because I don't think either of these are the mythical. Oh no, that is, okay. Still a 21 though, it's really interesting. A lot of our mythicals end up being low scoring mythicals. I hear one. There he is. I hear two. Oh boy. This could get hunting pressure thick pretty quick. Small males too, it's hardly worth it, but I don't know. In the grand scheme of things, what's more important, hunting pressure or overall amount of respawns? Probably depends on who you ask. Do you like crossbows more or like vertical bows? I guess in real life, I'm all about vertical bows. In game, the crossbows are a ton of fun. 419 troll reindeer on Medved, that's frustrating. Reindeer troll so often. Got pretty pink. I don't think tier 4 pink. Although I don't see a zone. Half the time I just don't see a zone anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. Lots of black bears. Where do you shoot the black bear? Like, where do I aim? I mean, I'm generally going for right behind the shoulder. Now this is kind of pushing it hunting pressure-wise, but I'm going to do it anyway. Let's see how pink that ends up. Probably not good. Yeah, I don't love that, but what do you do? No worries, Direwolf. Appreciate you dropping in, hanging out today. What do we got? 13 minutes till the stream ends. Try to get to a couple more spots if we can. I wonder if we ought to go back here. We don't do a lot of this spot late at night. Bears are dumb, they certainly can be. About 500 kills into my grind, 1 troll, 3 diamonds, 2 max weight ones, and 2 rares. Nice. I don't blame you for taking a little break doing something different. What's up, Elite? Okay. Do we have different bear spawns? If not, all the better. I was hoping that brown was going to be a brown fur-type black bear. That would have been rare. We do have at least one chilling here based on that track. None over on that side, interestingly enough. Do you have a monitor where the chats are on, or do they pop up on your main monitor? I have 3 monitors, actually. So I've got one, this is my main monitor for, you know, the game. One on the right side for chat, alerts, all that stuff. Oh, there's a dead bear there. And one on my left, so that's more so for, like, if we do the 24-hour stream where we have people in Discord and stuff, I can see what's going on, make sure I'm not accidentally muted in their chat, make sure no one else is muted and trying to talk, any of those sorts of things, just, you know, monitoring that. But yeah, to answer your question without being so complicated, yes. Does shooting out of a tripod negate hunting pressure? Shooting out of a tripod, ground blind, tower, layout blind, tree stand, any of those things, cuts hunting pressure down to 1/4 of what it would normally be. So, for instance, it takes, if you were to shoot 4 animals in one spot, that would delete the zone. You would need to shoot 16 from a tripod to get the same effect. Which, there's so many black bears down there in the southwest, we can get close to that. But it's way less risky. Hey, I appreciate it, Blue. Hope you guys have a good time with that. There was another dead bear laying here somewhere. I could see it from the other side. I thought it was on this side. Maybe not. I swear I moved right to see the... Huh. Maybe if we go the other way? I don't know. If Sir 12 can't find... I mean, it doesn't matter that much if we let one lay in, but it'd be a little unfortunate if it's literally right here somewhere. Maybe it was down in here? What happens when you delete a zone? It depends on where it's at. The animals will move to a new location. Often it's not far. Like down in the southwest here, I kind of have a feeling they would just end up going to the same spot anyway. but I don't know that. They could end up choosing a different lake. So it can be, you know, potentially a little bit risky to do it, but at the same time, the more respawns you get, in theory, the quicker the grind goes. Got my first diamond brown black bear. Wait, is the brown fur type? Because if so, that's a super rare. Red deer drink time on Te Aroa, it's actually the same as on Quattro now, 6 to 10 a.m. Anything interesting yet? Nothing really to speak of. We've shot probably close to upwards of 60 bears today. Yeah, 60-ish. So we're probably right about the 500 mark in the grind overall. Of those 60, 5-ish max weight estimate ones. No level 9s, no rares. Why can't I see my tripods on the map? I don't know. They broke something. They're there. You just can't see them on the map. Where was that warning call from? Was it that one? Probably. Alright, probably about time to equip the night binoculars. Is CWD a problem in PA for deer? It's not a huge problem. My dad thought he saw a doe with CWD though last year, which that is obviously rather alarming, so we'll see where that goes. As of now, it's not a big deal, but you know, obviously that could change. Small bears. A lot. At the end of the grind, you just restart the time and do it all over. Two things. I restart the time back to either the beginning of their drink time, or for bears, I've been doing about 1600. Seems to help, and I can get to the amount of areas that I want to get to starting at 16 instead of 15. And then what I'll do is switch maps or close the game and reopen. Doing something like that, just getting off the map for a moment, even if you're immediately going right back, that kind of seems to get the respawns, you know, in their place, so that helps. Favorite trophy animal shot so far, like ever? Or where are you going with that one? Let's go here. This is usually not a spot I check super late. How do you get diamonds on your map? Diamonds, like anything else, are random, so if you're shooting a bunch of stuff, every animal you shoot gives you a random chance for something to spawn. Now, I will say, you're never going to get a buck respawn from a doe. If you shoot a whitetail buck, you get a new random whitetail buck on your map. So if you want a diamond whitetail, shoot a bunch of whitetail bucks, eventually it's going to happen. Any game or both games? The 200 whitetail on Classic, I mean, that was a legitimate 10-year quest. 10 years plus, really. Hoping and trying to get a 200 whitetail. Only got that in May, I think, just recently. I mean, that was by far the most special one for me. Ooh, jeez, another thicken. Well, I guess bad shots probably. That could be a lung. Get that one. I just can't see anything, so hopefully it was a lung, because I don't know where that thicker one went. Oh, we got it, good. That could have been worse. Any chance of a renewed whitetail hotspots guide? I may do one, maybe after some of the black bear grinding and stuff is over. The tough thing about it, it's two things, really. Number one is that I don't do a lot of whitetail hunting anymore, so I feel kind of unqualified to make such a guide. And then the other thing is, like, a lot of people are still doing all kinds of whitetail great one grinding, and those people that do guides would be a lot more informed about, like, the current spots. Because, you know, almost every update lately, they've moved things around. Does he just hunt black bears, or does he hunt other bears too? The reason that I'm doing black bears specifically today is because the black bear great one is the newest great one in the game. Basically, what? 5 days ago that got discovered, so the more black bear we shoot, the more chances we have of getting the great one, and that is the ultimate goal here. Are you excited for the Angler? Very, yeah. I think that's going to be a really fun game. I am quite excited for that to release. I think we can find more bears here. Can you get us banded ducks and geese? I can try. I can, I can message TK or Jaxy, but I don't really have any more influence than you guys as far as that kind of stuff. Great one grizzly bear would be cool. My worry would be grinding grizzly bear is not fun. I've been grinding for an albino gold off and on, and I don't count kills unless I'm doing great one grinds generally, so I don't even know how many grizzly I killed, but grizzly grinding's tough. What are the animals on the new map? There are 19 species, so it's a bunch of waterfowl, 2 new species of geese, bean geese, and gray-lag geese, that is. And then raccoon dogs, moose, whitetail, lynx, upland birds, 2 species of grouse, 2 species of ptarmigan. I think on some level I've hit them all. I definitely didn't name them all, but the issue with that is there are so many I probably couldn't name them all. Did we get here late enough that there's nothing new here? Oh no, there is. 2 males. Nothing over in that corner. Sometimes they're... Oh, 3 males. Sometimes they're kind of... Oh, right there. That one's spooked. Okay. Don't know how we're going to do this yet. Might be best to just not, but I think we're going to hit him and then see what we can do. I can't even see what I'm shooting at. Goodness gracious, it's too dark. That's why I don't like night hunting. I think there's only one more that we haven't hit yet. It should be that one. The problem is, I can hear the other one that we just shot, or the first one that we shot, running by us here, so I don't think we hit it well. I actually thought we did okay, but I guess not. Or did he die? I don't know. You know the drink time for whitetail and Layton? I think it's now... Is it still 12 to 1600? I actually don't know. He did die, by the way. So 4 more. Probably the last 4. We can maybe jump one more place if we can find the time. We shall see. Got my first rare black bear of the grind. Nice. How long does it take for respawns? I am of the opinion that respawns are more or less immediate, but I kind of get the impression that... Here's how I think it works, right? I think there are spawn locations for animals, and in all likelihood, those spawn locations are places that you can't see. I actually think, probably, logically, they're in places you can't access. You know, what if maybe all animals spawn here, or like all not mountain goats, because mountain goats are only in the north, spawn like out of bounds. The reason I say that is because if you could abuse a spawn location by finding it, that would cause major problems. So I think there are probably several spawn locations out of bounds, and when you shoot an animal, the respawn is probably more or less immediate, but that animal then has to walk or trot maybe kilometers to get to where it's supposed to be. So, to kind of deal with that, after doing a full run where we've shot, 30 black bears or whatever it is, we can reset the time, usually then switch maps, and that seems to trigger the respawns and get them into the place where they should be. Is the THCATW app legit? I don't think it's official. As far as I'm aware, it's decent, but a lot of the times and stuff are often wrong. The synced zone times, or they sync zone times for animals on every reserve they're in. Did they really? If they did, I didn't know this. Are you saying whitetail drink 8 to 12 now on all maps then? Oh, yeah, I see that up there. Okay, that's interesting. Kind of smart. In some ways I wish they wouldn't have, but at the same time, 70 species or whatever it is, you reach a point where it's too much to keep track of. I don't think that bear's gonna die. I don't know if we claimed everything or not. I guess we'll just kind of assume we did and jump to one more spot if we can. Try to get somewhere quick. What the heck? Let's see what's going on here. I never go here late. You've seen animals spawn in at zones? Out of curiosity, are you certain that it wasn't a render spawn? Because like once you hit 400 meters, you'll see animals spawn in as you reach render distance. That could be a thing. Connor, thank you so much for the super chat. I certainly appreciate it. I don't think they spawn off the map and walk in. That would be a waste of resources on console. Be a waste of resources in general, I guess. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Would if they spawn in, you know, out of thin air immediately where they should be, that kind of causes a problem in terms of realism, and again, you can kind of abuse that. I don't know. Longest vital hit? I forget. 437? 434. I had that off by a bit. Don't know what the heck that just was. I'd been singing in tripod and it just spawned in? That's interesting. Oh my. Female. That looks to be a female. That's a female. Okay, I've never seen so many females at this lake. That's interesting. There's a decent male. Probably going to be our last male of the stream here. Connor, thank you for the super chat. Keep on streaming. I watch every video and every stream. Love you, man. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate the support. Wish I could keep on streaming today, because like I've been saying this throughout the entire stream, this black bear grind is a ton of fun for me. I've really been enjoying, you know, trying to figure out the best spots and the best way to go about it. But unfortunately, we are going to have to wrap up here. I'll answer that one last question. Is there a reason that you never changed to standard units instead of using metric? Yeah, so two reasons, as there's another male bear over there. Number one, like Hyla said, I'm used to Classic. A lot of the Leighton and Hirschfelden animals are in Classic as well, so from red deer to whitetail to Roosevelt elk to moose. There are others. If I were to continue thinking, I could probably come up with more. Wild boar would be another example. And, my god, for a second that looked like a great one. It almost looked like it had the spot on the forehead, like the fabled spotted. That freaked me out. Anyway, so yeah, like I knew so many of those max weights from Classic because all those species had the same max weights. It just would have been a lot to relearn, and I didn't want to. But the other side of it is, as there's yet another bear that we gotta shoot, I find that the game was just made clearly for metric. You know, you look at the zeroing ranges, 150, 75, 300, like nice even numbers, and even max weights. You know, black bear max weight's 290.00 kg on the dot. I don't know what it is in pounds, but it's definitely not a perfect round number like that. Where's that level 7 at? Wasn't there... Did I claim that one? I don't think I did. Did I shoot it twice and I make such a bad shot the first time that that was the same one? It could be. I guess we'll go see. Is there a way to see how many of a specific animal you have shot in-game? Unfortunately, there is not. I really wish that would be something they'd add. But you have to count yourself if you want to keep track of like a grind or anything like that. The hunting pressure would kind of indicate we didn't hit that bear the first time. I don't know how. Is there a Hirschfelden in Classic? There is, yes. Where the heck was this? I know we didn't make it far. Would you like a lion great one? I think it would be really cool. I'm hoping maybe down the road for that to be a thing. Love the videos. Keep up the good work. I will definitely do my best. Thank you, man. And on that note, with what I think is probably that same level 7, that's going to do it. So, went over 500 by a little bit in this stream. We're probably in the area of 505 black bear kills into this grind. Nothing in terms of great ones yet, but I would say on some level you probably wouldn't expect it within 500. But anyway, that is going to do it for this stream. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the support, and I will see you in tomorrow's video, Little White Ram Ridge Hunt over in Classic. Bye!